My girlfriend said, "You are suffocating me. I need to live alone for a while to find myself." I looked at her and said, "I want you to be happy." Then I moved out that weekend. She started calling 2 weeks later when her rent was due and I wasn't answering. The silence was deafening. I am 29. Male. My name is Daniel. I got hit with the "we need to talk" text from Ashley on a Thursday morning. It is the text every guy dreads, but I never thought I would get it from her. We had been living together for almost 2 years in a nice 2-bedroom place uptown. It was my lease, my credit check, my security deposit. But we had been splitting everything 50-50, or at least that was the arrangement on paper. She sat me down that evening on the sofa I had bought with a prepared speech about personal growth and autonomy. She had clearly rehearsed it in the mirror. "I feel like I am losing my identity living with you," she said, looking past me at the wall. "I need my own space to breathe. You are not doing anything wrong specifically, but I am suffocating. I need to live alone for a while." I sat there listening, nodding, absorbing the blow. I asked if there was someone else. She got offended immediately. Her eyes narrowed. "This is exactly what I mean. You are always so suspicious. You are always trying to control the narrative. I just need independence. Why cannot you respect that?" Here is the context she conveniently left out of her independence speech. I had been paying 70% of everything for the last 8 months. Why? Because her freelance photography business was building momentum. She needed new lenses. She needed studio time. She needed marketing materials. The utilities were all in my name. Internet, electricity, water, gas, all auto-debited from my bank account on the first of the month. She would Venmo me her half, which had gradually become her third, then her quarter, then sometimes nothing at all because clients were slow to pay. I was subsidizing her life so she could build her dream, and apparently that support felt like suffocation. "So what are you thinking?" I asked, keeping my voice steady. "I found a studio apartment downtown," she said. Her voice changed. She sounded excited. "It is perfect for me, exposed brick, great light. I can move in next month. We can still date, of course, just with space." I did the math in my head. "You want me to move out? Well, it makes more sense for you to find something new," she reasoned. "This place is perfect for my photography equipment. The second bedroom is already set up as a studio, and you work from home so you can work anywhere really. It just flows better if I stay." The audacity was breathtaking. The apartment I had lived in for 4 years, that I had furnished, where I had set up my entire home office and hardwired the internet, was suddenly perfect for her needs. She wanted the apartment I paid for without the boyfriend who paid for it. I looked at her. I saw the entitlement in her eyes, and I realized arguing would be useless. She didn't want a partner. She wanted a landlord who slept in her bed. "Okay," I said. "I want you to be happy." Her face lit up. She hugged me. She started talking about how this would make us stronger, how this season of separation would help us appreciate each other more. That Saturday I went out and rented a U-Haul. Update 1. The exit. The look on Ashley's face when she came home from her photography workshop, which I later learned was actually brunch with her friends celebrating her brave decision, was priceless. It was 4:00 p.m. on Saturday. I had been working since dawn. Half the apartment was empty. It echoed: my desk, my monitors, my ergonomic chair, my entire office setup. Gone the living room TV, my gaming console, the sound system. Gone the coffee table I had restored myself from a thrift store find. Gone the kitchen appliances I bought, the KitchenAid mixer she used for props, the espresso machine, the air fryer. Gone. I even took the shower curtain because technically I had bought that too. "What? What are you doing?" She stood in the doorway, mouth open, staring at the blank space where the television used to be. "You said you need space to find yourself," I said, hoisting a box of books. "I am giving you all the space you need." "But where are you going?" "Found a place. Month-to-month lease across town. A buddy of mine has a rental unit. It worked out perfectly. You wanted to live alone, right?" "I thought you would stay here until I moved out next month, or until we figured out the logistics. Why would I do that? I asked, stopping to look at her. You are suffocating living with me. You said it was affecting your identity. I am fixing that immediately. I would be a terrible boyfriend if I kept suffocating you for another month. She followed me out to the U-Haul, panic rising in her voice. This is crazy. You cannot just leave like this. We haven't discussed the details. Watch me. What about the rent? It is due in 2 weeks. That is between you and the landlord. Your name isn't on the lease, remember. You are technically a guest. But I cannot afford $2,400 by myself, plus utilities. You should have thought about that before deciding you needed independence. Independence isn't just about living alone, Ashley. It is about paying your own bills. The text started that night. This is so immature. You are punishing me for being honest about my needs. Real partners support each other is growth. You are abandoning me. I didn't respond. She wanted space. She got space. Sunday morning, I went back to the building to turn in my keys. I sat down with the landlord. I explained I was breaking the lease. I was happy to pay the 2-month penalty fee to sever ties cleanly. The landlord was cool about it. Honestly, Daniel, he said, rents have gone up. I have 3 applications for this unit at $2,600 already. You are doing me a favor. Ashley was there in the hallway when I walked out of the leasing office. She had clearly been crying. Please do not do this. Let us talk. We talked, I said. You made your needs clear. I am respecting them. I didn't mean right now. I meant eventually. When someone tells you they are suffocating, you give them air immediately. Not on their timeline, not when it is convenient for their bank account. She tried another angle. Where am I supposed to go? This is my home too. You found a studio downtown, remember, the one with the exposed brick. Perfect for your photography. That is not available until next month, and it is $1,800. I do not have the deposit ready. Sounds like a you problem. The utilities were set to disconnect in 5 days when the billing cycle ended. I had already set up everything at my new place. It was smaller. It wasn't as trendy, but it was mine, and it was quiet. Monday, her mom called me. Daniel, sweetie, Ashley is very upset. She says you stormed out. Cannot you two work this out like adults? We did, Patricia. She communicated her needs. I respected them. She wanted to live alone. But she has nowhere to go. She has the studio she picked out. Plus, she wanted independence. That includes being independent from my housing and financial support. You cannot be independent while your boyfriend pays 70% of your rent. You are being cruel. I am being exactly what she asked for. Absent from her space. Thursday, I got a text from Ashley. The landlord says I have 3 days to leave or he will start eviction proceedings against you because I am an unauthorized tenant. Please come back and fix this. Cannot. Suffocating you, remember, Friday she showed up at my office. Security called me down to the lobby. We need to talk, she said, mascara smudged under her eyes. She looked like she hadn't slept. You wanted space. Showing up at my workplace is the opposite of space. I made a mistake. No, you made a decision. Now you get to live with it, independently. The studio fell through, she admitted, looking at the floor. Someone else got it. Unfortunate. My friend Meredith says I can only stay on her couch for 2 more nights. I have to start apartment hunting. Good luck. With what money? I spent my savings on new photography equipment last month. The equipment for your business that is building momentum. Use that momentum. Sell some prints. Book some clients. She actually stomped her foot on the lobby floor. You are destroying us over one conversation. You destroyed us when you decided I was suffocating you, but still wanted me to subsidize your independence journey. That is not how life works, Ashley. You do not get to fire the employer and keep the paycheck. Update 2. The spiral. 2 weeks passed. I was settling into my new place nicely. No more finding camera lenses on the dining table. No more pretending her artistic vision of leaving dishes in the sink for 3 days was valid. Then Monday hit. My phone exploded. Missed calls from Ashley, her mom, her best friend Meredith, even her brother Tyler, who I had met maybe twice. I listened to one voicemail from Ashley. Please call me back. It is an emergency. It is legal. Against my better judgment, I called her back. Thank God, she was crying so hard she was hyperventilating. I am in trouble. What kind of trouble? I wrote some checks for a studio deposit and first month rent at a new place. They bounced. The landlord wants to press charges for check fraud. You wrote bad checks. I thought my client payment would clear in time, but they are delayed, and now I owe $3,600 plus bounced check fees. He says if I do not pay by tomorrow, he is calling the police. Sounds serious. Better call a lawyer. Can you help me, please? I will pay you back. With what money? Your business. Please do not be like this. I am desperate. I could go to jail. It is a felony amount. You wanted independence. This is what it looks like. Real independence has real stakes. I cannot believe you are doing this to me. I am not doing anything to you. I am doing nothing. Which is what you wanted. She went quiet. Her voice turned cold. Then you planned this. You wanted me to fail. No, I wanted you to succeed. You wanted me gone. You cannot have both. You wanted the safety net without the relationship. I will lose everything. You already threw away everything when you decided I was suffocating you. That is not. I just needed space. You got it. All of it. Good luck with the landlord. I hung up. The brigade started immediately. Her mom calling, leaving unhinged voicemails about how I was abandoning family. Meredith going nuclear on social media about financial abuse and narcissistic control. I didn't engage. My buddy Kevin screenshotted Meredith's post and replied publicly. Didn't she dump him for suffocating her? Now she wants his money. Make it make sense. The comments turned into a war zone. Tuesday afternoon, Ashley texted. I pawned my camera equipment, got enough to avoid charges. Happy. Your choice. I hate you. You wanted space from me. Hate is just more space. Wednesday, I got a call from an unknown number. Is this Daniel? A male voice. Who is this? Connor. I am Ashley's friend. Friend, right. What do you want, Connor? Look, man, she is going through a rough time. Cannot you help her out? Why do not you help her out, friend? That is not. We are not like that. Not like what? Together, because her Instagram stories from 2 weeks ago suggest otherwise. Silence on the line. Yeah, I know about you, Connor. The photography workshop that was actually brunch with you. The client meetings at your apartment while I was paying the electric bill. She said you guys were broken up. We are now. Enjoy being her life raft. Oh wait, you just want the fun parts, not the responsibilities, right? That is not fair, man. Life isn't fair. She is your problem now. He hung up. This is called monkey branching. Shutterstock holding onto one relationship until the next one is secure. She was swinging to Connor. She wanted to secure him before letting go of me completely, which is why she wanted me to stay in the apartment and pay rent while she found herself. But Connor wasn't a sturdy branch. He was a twig, and he snapped the moment weight was applied. Thursday, Ashley sent a long email about how she had been confused and Connor meant nothing. I deleted it without reading past the first paragraph. Friday morning, she was at my door. My new door. No idea how she found me, probably asked a mutual friend. Please, 5 minutes. She looked rough, hair unwashed, same clothes she had been wearing on Tuesday. 2 minutes. I messed up, I know that now. Connor was. Nothing, just attention, validation, I don't know. You nuked our relationship for attention. I was scared. We were so serious, and I had never lived alone, and I thought I needed to experience that before we got married. But you wanted me to be there when you were done experiencing it. You wanted me as a safety net. No, I wasn't ready for everything to be so real. But you were ready enough to take my money. She flinched. I didn't think of it that way. You never thought at all. You just assumed I would always be there, wallet open, while you found yourself. You viewed me as a resource, not a partner. I love you. You love what I provided: stability, security, a nice apartment, someone to handle the adult stuff while you played independent photographer. That is not love. That is parasitism. That is not fair. Fair? You want to talk about fair? You told everyone I was suffocating. You made me the villain. Then when I gave you exactly what you asked for, you tried to make me the bad guy for that too. She started ugly crying. I am sorry, please, I will do anything. Do this, leave. Do not contact me again. Figure out your life without me in it. You wanted independence. Congratulations, you are independent. I closed the door. Final update. The reality check. It has been 3 months since I closed that door. Ashley went full scorched earth for the first month. She created a narrative online about how I financially abandoned her when she was vulnerable. But the truth came out. Connor ghosted her within 2 weeks of her being officially homeless. Someone leaked their text messages, her begging to stay with him saying he wasn't ready for that kind of commitment. The internet comments flipped real quick after that. She moved back in with her parents. Her dad was furious about the bounced checks and the pawned equipment. He made her get a full-time job at a camera store in the mall. Retail, not photography. Her Instagram went from artist building her empire to dead silence. Meredith and Ashley had a falling out. Turns out Ashley couldn't pay back the $800 Meredith loaned her for food and gas. When Meredith asked for it back, Ashley accused her of kicking her while she was down. Patricia, Ashley's mom, sent me one last email. You won. She is miserable. She lost everything because you couldn't forgive one mistake. I actually replied to that one. She didn't lose everything because I couldn't forgive. She lost everything because she threw it away with both hands expecting me to catch it for her. I chose not to catch it. That is not winning. That is just choosing not to lose. Last week I ran into Ashley at Trader Joe's. She was in her camera store work uniform buying the cheap wine she used to make fun of. We made eye contact. She looked like she wanted to say something. I just nodded and kept walking. But here is the weirdest part. Her brother Tyler reached out last night. He wanted to thank me. This is weird, he said. But Ashley finally admitted everything. The cheating with Connor, the manipulation, the expectation that you just bankroll her fantasy life. She is in therapy now and actually taking accountability. Dad made it a condition of living at home. I wished him well. Am I happy? Not really. I do not take joy in watching someone crash and burn, even someone who hurt me. But I am at peace. She wanted to play adult while keeping a safety net. She wanted independence funded by dependence. She wanted to find herself while I paid for the search party. She confused wanting the aesthetic of independence with actually wanting independence. She wanted the Instagram story of the brave woman finding herself. When I refused to be a silent investor in her fantasy, the fantasy collapsed. That is not revenge. That is cause and effect. Ashley wanted to have her cake and eat it too, but she forgot she would have to buy the cake herself once I left. My new place is good. I started dating someone new. Jessica. She has her own apartment, her own job, and zero interest in finding herself at my expense. We take turns paying for dates. It is refreshing. Story is over. No dramatic reconciliation. No revenge plots. Just a woman who wanted independence getting exactly what she asked for. And discovering that independence is expensive when you are actually independent. If you think I made the right move by moving out, hit the subscribe button. We talk about self-respect and boundaries here on Story Sparks. Thanks for watching.